So how did Merlin come about?
For a long time, we wanted to do something about the Arthurian legend and make a drama where we had wizards and swords and battles and all sorts of things. And I think the key for us was to find an original take on it. As you said, many people have told the story. So we thought the key for us was to do it before they were famous.
Yeah.
And we decided to make Merlin and Arthur contemporaries, which hadn't really been done before, and to play out their stories as they grew up and became the men we know of legend.
And how did you go about turning that idea into a show?
It's a very long process. It takes us about anything from 2 to 5 years to come from that moment in a room where we all sat to actually standing out there and making a film of jousting. So it's a long journey of persuading broadcasters and distributors to give you the money.
Now, in your job as executive producer, what do you have to do there?
There's lots of lovely things to my job. It's my job to hire all the people and to work with some very talented directors, actors, writers, think up storylines, have all the excitement of organising shoots like the jousting you just saw.
Yeah.
But there's a big downside. I spend a lot of my job saying no. I'm the bad guy. I have to, sometimes say to the director, that's a wonderful idea, but we just don't have the time or money.
But I guess you get to say yes as well.
I get to say yes a lot. And I have to listen to Bradley's story ideas as well.
Oh, really? So it's true you do take suggestions from the cast?
I don't take them, but I do have to
listen. Right. How long does it take to make each episode of the series?
It depends on the episode, but it takes anything from 12 to 15 days. So that's for 45 minutes. So we shoot between 3 and 4 minutes a day, whereas a big feature film, something like Star Trek, might do as little as 30 seconds.
And how long are you on the set for? Are you there all the time that you're shooting?
I'm not there all the time. I'm there a lot of the time. I have a colleague, Johnny Capps, and we share the burden of doing it between us because while we're shooting, we're also writing scripts and we're also editing episodes. It takes us sort of 6 to 8 weeks to edit each episode. So
wow. And how far in advance do you work? Are you always working?
On this programme, we are just hang on in there. We delivered episode 9 that airs tonight, yesterday.
Oh my gosh! Talk about cutting it fine, that's amazing!
Which is not good.
Now, this is series 2. What about series 3? When will you start work on that?
We've already started.
Oh my God.
And we started storyline.
Okay, so the storyboarding has already started.
The storyboarding hasn't quite started, but that will start in January. So when we've got the first scripts in the shape we want them, then the director, one of the first jobs the director will do is sit down with the storyboard artists and draw the storyboards for all the big sequences.
And when do you start shooting? When does that then go out?
We start shooting in March, and the first episode will probably air in the middle of September, somewhere around there.
Right, I think that deserves another. Now, I'm going to ask you, of all the characters in Merlin, is there one that you identify with?
I think, we all identify with different characters. I think all the writers would give you different answers here, but I identify with Merlin because I think what's a lot of fun about Merlin is he's a person who no one really appreciates who he really is. No one really understands him. That's something
And were you responsible for that part of the...
I think the idea that we made magic forbidden,
yes,
gave Merlin magic, was crucial to making this work, yes. It wasn't my idea. It was Julian Jones's, actually.
But everyone contributes.
Everyone contributes. But I do think it's a big part of the show.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, Julian, thank you very much for being with us here today. Julian Murphy.